something. Say something. Say it again. Testing, testing. It's gonna work. Alright, I'm gonna check. Unless, yeah. Check, check, check. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Sure you
yeah, I
can.
can hear you.
Yeah. Might be a little echoey. And then I'm gonna shut the door to the office. One day, I promise you, I will get you in. I'll figure out this audio situation. Promise. I do not know when. Dude, my NVIDIA.
Yeah, it's going.
Ripster. Take a trim. Oh shit. And both of them. Fucking NVIDIA.
They just
She gone. You know, that's okay. I was thinking about Oxy. Like, they can't all, rip at the same time, can
who knows?
they? Am I for reals? He's gonna be in the money today.
Looks like it.
Oh my. %. Holy moly. Check, 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 check. You know, I'm sure that you guys could all have heard me that entire time. Yeah, there he is. Oh, of course. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Yes. Streaming the wrong window, of course. You know how they do. I love it like that. We're in NVIDIA calls that are just printing, target printing. I actually sent both of those on Twitter. But let's do this. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully you guys can hear Steven, actually, and not have an insane echo. But if you are new here, and I'm just checking, can you say something, Steven, just so I see audio coming through?
Check.
You guys let me know. Matt can hear me. That's good. All right. So, welcome. If you're new, this is the Monday morning meeting. This is the day that we and the time that we plan out our week. I've already kind of done most of my stuff. I could not sleep last night. I don't know what happened, but I woke up at like 1 Pacific, because I live in the West Coast, 1 a.m., and I was like, just could not get back to sleep. So, yeah, I was trying to edit Jesse and I the last webinar for the trading plan thing, and I just kind of like zoned out, and next thing I knew, the market was opening, and I was like, oh, crap. But I had a couple of trades planned out, so was able to roll with those. Hopefully you guys were able to grab some of that, because they're looking good. Somebody yell at me, by the way, Steven, since you're the only one I can hear if they're going south and I need to close them.
I'm watching. You're good.
For me, I take it. Yeah. Par for the course, yeah. I know. We're going to get this audio thing situated. Here, you guys let me know. Can you hear this? Or, I don't know what this is. What is that? Can you hear anything? Anyways, there's some sound effects shenanigans. So, here we go. All right, so before we get started, just got to point out options are not for everyone. We are an options trading group, so if you're new to options, call 188-OPTIONS and get a copy of characteristics and risks of standardized options before you start trading. Before we get started, I do need to point out you should carefully consider whether trading is suitable for you, considering your circumstances, knowledge, and financial resources. You may lose all or more of your initial investment, so be careful. Trade safe. So, recap. This is what we do. So the recap is basically everything that was important from last week that we need to be aware of coming into this week. A couple funny things, couple cool things. I usually like to look for some good news. I think I got a little bit. At this back half of the year and this whole last quarter, inflation, well, geez, I mean, pretty much this entire year. Inflation. If you didn't know that, you're sleeping. I don't know what to tell you. But that is the headline. That's the stuff that is going to move markets 100% of the time. We got some major economic data last week. And this week, we start earnings season, kind of, sort of. And earnings season starts to ramp up. And we have this, like, amazing reprieve from economic data this week. So, hopefully, with nothing in our way, we might be able to get a little rally this week. That's at least what I'm kind of thinking. We'll go through the charts. I got some stuff that I want to point out. Some pretty key levels as we go through this. If we get into some of the technical stuff, you guys know me. I like to point out some fundamental events that create technical levels, and we definitely have some this week. And I have not touched the chart, so we'll be doing them all live. In terms of headlines, I think really the biggest stuff is like, okay, so what can the Fed do to decrease this inflation? A bunch of stagflation stuff came out last week. The whole, like, normal stuff. I think it was Friday. So Friday we had the big turnaround. And Friday, if you guys weren't watching, that's actually when the market turned around. It started to base out Thursday, and then Friday it actually kicked into high gear. And we're like, whoa, what happened? So we had consumer sentiment Friday, and there was really, to me, there was Fed Bostic, Raphael Bostic speech that really, he says, he doesn't favor 100 basis point rate hike in July. And at that point, that's when really the market kind of kicked off. Following that, there was a Wall Street Journal leak, and I don't know what day it was. I think it was maybe this weekend. But the Wall Street Journal leaked that the FOMC is likely to raise 75 basis points in July, which, rally continue. So I'm bullish right now. That's what I can say. And we have some pretty key data points that we can look at. In terms of, what can the Fed do moving forward, it's all been about this soft landing. So if they really can pull off a soft landing, well, I'm not an economist, but man, that would be amazing. If it's possible, awesome. But these are the kind of tools, right? They have like other things aside. They need to raise rates. They can, I have this supply side policy tool. So there's other tools out there. But what's weird is that there is this still higher wages going on, and at the same time, spending we thought was starting to slow down. Although I will say retail sales came out and that was also better than expected. So that hence the target trade today. What I can tell you is like in reality, I'm not spending more. I'll tell you that much. I don't know, Steve. I don't know if Steve is spending more or not. Some of our friends maybe. Who knows? But where I live, rents are still going up, and that is a huge thing, right? Rents rise at the fastest rate since 1986. I think this is going to be a big deal. There's a lot of stuff coming out from the housing sector, and I think that they were pretty beaten down for the most part. But as we look at it, it's going to be a very weird situation. I think that the banks reporting, typically everyone listens to Jamie Dimon's earnings call. And, I didn't this time, so I don't know if you caught anything, Steven, on headlines from that. But in general, from what I gathered, just what I saw around was that it sounded like it was not a great outlook from a economic perspective. And what we're talking about is like, how good is the consumer credit out there? Right? Are there bad loans out there that we don't know about? And as we move forward in this credit situation for the consumer, and I don't know that the housing situation is going to be like 2008 or anything like that. What we do know, and I was talking to a buddy recently, is that the auto situation, the car situation, has never been like this before. So we've had a housing crisis before, right? When the house prices went up, and same kind of situation. It's not a new thing for them, so I don't think that they'll repeat the same mistakes. But the auto industry has never had the situation that they're having right now, where it's like prices are going up, right? Supply is short, but nobody's going to be able to get approved for the loans, and that's what we're talking about, right? So right now, there are a lot of loans out there that are backed by, let's say, stimulus checks and things like that, and we're at a pretty heavy employment rate right now. And if we were to, it's not like we could add jobs. And if we do add jobs, they're going to be lower end jobs for the most part. Like, I don't know if you guys know, but the one of the numbers that they were counting was like people working 2 jobs, and they were counting that like double jobs, like that was a good thing, when in reality that's really not a good thing. But if you're a real person working in the real economy, trying to get an actual what's the word? Oh my goodness! Not a job, but in a career, like a career. Those jobs haven't really been hit yet, and if anything were to go, those would be the middle class. If that starts to fall off, those are the people that have those loans outstanding, and if they're not able to all of a sudden pay those loans off, then that's going to be a situation. But we're a little far away from that, so I digress. But keep it in the back of your mind. If there was something to be cautious of, that would be it. You guys all saw the Nancy's husband buys $1 million of Nvidia before the $52 billion vote, right? I mean, that was hilarious. A bunch of guys in our group were talking about that, and it was already on my radar just because the semis were running so heavily. On Friday, we took AMD. I actually still have some AMD, but Nvidia was lagging, so it was just a funny kind of catalyst, I suppose. And then our buddy Joe comes back from OPEC again today, trying to plead his case for, I don't know why he keeps trying. Well, I do know why, but he's never going to make a difference over there. But the oil situation, right? Oil's going up, man. Oil had a huge bounce today. I mean, what are we at? Crude futures still. We're just about to touch 100, but I mean, from the 120 plus highs, I mean, geez, we've come down quite a bit. So probably this looks like a break of structure here, and about to be a change of character today, if you know what that is. So we shall see. If I'm going to take, short-term trades, I like this earnings situation, no economic data. It's really good. It's kind of like Goldilocks situation. Actual longer swings, I'm still looking oil. So kind of like a barbell between the two. That's just me. So here's the data, right? So this is last week. So Wednesday, this is going to be a key data point. Wednesday, we actually got the actual CPI, right? So core inflation rate. So year over year, it came in hot, right? And so why didn't we? Actually, we did dump, and I'll show you guys on the charts themselves. Let's do it that way. So I have not moved this at all. I'm going to move this to a 30-minute chart. Ooh, SPY's pumping. Well, wants to. Would that be amazing if we just tag 390 days, Steven?
Oh my God, yeah.
Anyways, so Wednesday. So I got to do this, right? So Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, boom. So see that big fat dumpster fire candle right here, pre-market? That's CPI, right? That's inflation. That's the day that we received the inflation data. So initial reaction was just this dumpster fire, right? So this is going to mark our first key level, right? This is about 385. So as long as we can stay above 385 this week, I'm saying bullish, right? And if I were to get an opportunity to take a shot at an upside, like actual shot, 385 looks like the level for me, just based on this, right? Where's my? Here it is, right there, 385.71, which we actually tagged in the pre-market. Look at that, slap. So maybe that was it. Who knows? It's too early to tell. And then what did we get? So from there, we got here PPI on Thursday, right? So the very next day, we get PPI, which, by the way, I mean, wasn't that good. So this is higher than expected, right? Previous consensus. Remember, anything different than consensus moves the market, and this definitely was different, right? I did, by the way, there's this difference between the core. They call this the headline number, which is in total. The core inflation rate does not include things like food and energy, gas, that kind of stuff, the stuff that we actually spend money on every day. I do think actually that might be changing. He's talking about a lot of different stuff that they don't usually talk about, and normally it's just this core inflation rate. But I think they're paying attention. They're paying attention to consumer sentiment. That's new. And if they want to do this soft landing, well, we'll see. So core inflation and headline number. So the core number and the headline number, both month over month and year over year, higher than expected. Go figure, right? So now what is the market thinking? Why, initial reaction is what? Is the dumpster fire, right? It's like this boof all the way down, right? Bounce back up, fade that, right? That's easy. But the next day, PPI, okay. So why this did come in higher than expected, right? Previous, but actually I believe, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, I'll pull this up. If I look at the PPI numbers from last week, I believe that the gap, like the difference between, was not as bad as the one before. 0.9. What was expected before? Shit. Anyways, I'll have to go back. But so this is like the market is really starting to, the market is pricing in that we're at peak inflation. Again, whether or not we are, I don't know. But that's what the market is obviously pricing in. Then Friday comes around, we get retail sales. Again, this looks like a good number, but if you're thinking about inflation, it's like, well, I want a lower number so that the spending goes down and inflation goes down. And then consumer sentiment comes in, 51, actually above expectations. So that's really good. And we get the Fed speeches. So what's going on, right? Why would this happen? So the Fed has increased 75 basis points already, right? Now we're looking at 100 basis points or more. I don't know, 75 to call it 150. But can they do that? If they're looking for a soft landing, if the economy was strong, let's say inflation was actually lower. Now think about it this way: if inflation came in lower than expected, and retail sales numbers came in lower than expected, that would mean that inflation should be coming down. And if that were the case, that would also, to let's say the Fed, might be a reason, might be enough for them to actually go ahead and increase that 100 basis points or more, because the economy is doing, it's on track, it's doing better. But because it's not, right, because it's still going the wrong way, if they're shooting for the soft landing, well, maybe that's what we're looking for in terms of keeping that 75 basis point rate hike in place. And that's the only thing I can think of. I don't know. I'm not an economist. Again, this is not financial advice here, but that's what it kind of looks like to me. So moving forward, so we do have earnings kicking off this week. It's not officially earnings season. It's like preseason of earnings. So we will have some earnings trades for you guys for sure. If you guys don't know, we do run a full-blown earnings trading course. I posted on the Twitter. It's at Paper Gains Inc. If you don't know it, hopefully you do. Go ahead, give that a follow, and check out the pinned message on that one. We start our courses on the 26th of this month. So you got about a week and a half, and we'll give an overview this Thursday also. But that said, here's what I'm looking at, right? We track earnings, over a year back in time. And, this is what we're looking at, right? So we start at 29. Green means that the company beat. This is Dow 30. Green means beat, red means miss, right? White means meet expectation. 29 beat, 27 beat, 26 beat, 24. What's happening here, right? So this is the decline of earnings. And so far we've gotten 3 Dow 30 components: JP Morgan and UNH and Goldman Sachs. I think Goldman Sachs was this morning. UNH and Goldman both beat. JP Morgan, dumpster fire, but has since recovered as far as I know. This week we start to ramp up, right? So last week we got 3. This week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know why Travelers is part of Dow 30. Are they really that big of a company? That one, every time I put that there, it's kind of
right.
I'm like, I don't know. But anyways, it's about to get hot and heavy. So be careful. Double check your. Of course, I didn't update this all the way. Be careful. Double check your. Volatility, and if you're in trades, just make sure you know when they're reporting. Kind of want to stay out of the way of any actual reports if you're going to swing anything. I'm going to skip this because I didn't update that. We really don't have a whole lot today. We just had this housing market index. I don't even know if it came in. It came in at, wow, this number. Okay, I don't know what happened here. Housing came in at 55. Previous was, I have these numbers all messed up. Came in at 55, so below consensus. All right, couple earnings today. Typically, so here's how it happens. By the way, we had a big move over the weekend. So I'm not expecting huge moves. That was a giant gap. Right now, it's a seasonal market, right? If you didn't know, the market is seasonal. So what we've been seeing is that Mondays and Fridays are a little bit lower volume than normal. I think I know Fridays. I don't typically trade a whole lot of Mondays. I don't know, Steven, would you agree on that right now?
Yeah, no, you're
No,
mostly out on Mondays.
I'm just saying in general, the volume for Mondays.
Yeah, it's been like this for at least a month or two now.
Yeah, so it's a summer thing, right? It could last through the month, right? But on a week like this week, when we really don't have a whole lot in front of us, we're going to be okay. But that said, still, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, those should be your primary trading days, not a Monday or a Friday. And this is a volume thing. Tomorrow we get J&J and we get some housing data. This is the stuff that's got to start to be on watch. I think it's pretty beaten up sector. It's a very beaten up sector, I'll be honest. So is it due for a bounce? Sure. But we want to stay close to the information coming out of this sector, definitely, and around the credit situations. Wednesday, existing home sales. We get some oil status reports. Really, like 77 earnings. Look at this. There is nothing I mean, if you needed a week that was like free and clear, what is Thursday, jobless claims? When was the last time jobless claims moved the market? Right? Like it's not moving markets. I'm sorry. Philly Fed Manufacturing Index, 80 earnings. So we go from, was it Tuesday, today, 4, then 50 earnings. We're looking at the bottom line. 50 earnings Tuesday, 77 earnings Wednesday. See it ramping up. 80 earnings Thursday. You guys wait till you have a triple digit number there because it's happening. It's happening real soon. So make sure you guys are ready and you have a way to trade it. Thursday, jobless claims, again, really not going to be market moving. The only thing maybe market moving would be this Friday situation, right? But again, as you know, it's a seasonal market, right? So light Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday would be your main trading days, and then kind of taper off. Oh my God, my target trade is just flying, dude. I'm sorry. I got it on another screen. And then 28 earnings on Friday is actually, it's pretty big. That's a lot for a Friday. And then American Express, which would be an interesting one, and also Verizon. So if you guys don't know, this is our earning system. We do it every quarter. It's like the best thing since sliced bread to me and Steven and a couple of the other guys. If you're new to options, man, this is something you have to be aware of. It'll teach you, like, I mean, everything you didn't know that you didn't know about options, you would learn on this course, right? And again, just watch this channel. I believe I have an old video as well that is, it's called IVES, right? Like Implied Volatility Event Systems Overview. That is available on this current YouTube channel. So if you're watching it and you're subscribed, just find that video. It's up there. It's a quick overview, but I did pull, so the last 12 months of trades, it was a lot of trades. I mean, on average, it's like 83, 84%, give or take, win rate. And then, I mean, these are the metrics, right? And what's cool about this is that it's absolutely systematic, right? This is not like, I mean, it's a systematic trading system where it's like, hey, there are 5 steps. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each one of these steps is a yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And then boom, you have your trades. And the output, 83%, 84% win rate, average return of 45% or more. I mean, these are a couple of the bigger trades, you know, from previous earnings. And, you know, we'll actually take trades live together. I think it's like $100 this quarter. It's nothing. You'll make way more than that. I mean, it's the cheapest. Anyways, I digress. So keep an eye out for that. We will be publishing a bunch of stuff on there. So 38.85. So if I took an average week's range, and we already had this big consolidation level. You guys see this number right here? This was another CPI report. So to me, Steven, you can yell at me if you want. But if I took from the open, right, from today's open, and this orange box, when you guys are looking at my charts, my orange boxes are average week's range, right? From the open, like right around there, I mean, an average week's range would take me straight to this last fundamental event that creates this technical level at about 401. So as long as we stay above 385, to me, that is my upside target for the week. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. This blue line actually, again, is that anchored VWAP from the COVID list. So we're back once again above that level. So did we make a higher low? It's still technically a higher low. These green bars, this is our supply demand for this major section. So above 394, yeah, we're flying. Absolutely flying. Straight to 4. That's how I see it. But do you have any levels I'm missing, Steven, on SPY?
Nope. Yeah, I'm looking at 393 to be exact, to clear, to give extra confirmation to hit that 401 level.
That's the top of this little blip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Assuming.
Yeah. And then 382 to the downside for maybe a little bounce. I'm not looking at 385. I don't think as heavily as you are. I think I like 382 a little bit better. And then below that, 373. But I don't think we're going to get down there. I think, like you said, I mean, especially if we get some momentum, a little break and retest at 393, and hopefully we're off to the races.
Yeah, I'm trying to see, can I get to that 382 level also with just say
381.92 to be exact. So
you're
that
pulling,
was,
you're pulling a technical level
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
What day was that?
That was a high from the 13th. So
381.92.
last Wednesday. 381.92.
Yep, I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly where. So here's the CPI, like flusher. Yeah, that's a good one, right? And that is that exact same level. I like it. I actually like it better than mine. Look at that. Yeah, that's the exact level on CPI day that got rejected, right? And on Friday, that's the level where the buyer stepped in, clear as day, right here, and pressed us higher.
Yeah, we haven't really had an opportunity to come back and retest that level yet. So that's mostly why I would like it to come back, is just like a break and retest on the larger time frame.
Yeah. Do we have like a little fair value section or something we could pull out? Yeah. Maybe. Let me just.
However, 384 looks to be like the point of control.
Yeah.
Volume wise. So we may not get back all the way there.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, 382. I mean, hey, if we get in there, I see it. I see it clear as day. So I like it. 2 is better than 1, man. That's for sure.
Perfect.
Yes. We love it. Love it. Love it. All right. And then up here, this is your resistance initially. So wait, be very clear. Like, I think Steven said it perfectly, right? Like, even though I think the tip of this is above 394, like 394 and a quarter, he wants to see it above that, maybe even above this right here, to really actually confirm that you can take a little breakout. Because what is true is that once you hit this number, watch out, right? Like, can you get some other stuff up here? I'm sure, right? But yeah, 411 at most, and that's like, that'd be like a parabolic move. After this long of a consolidation, can we do it? I think so. This is over a month, a very, very range-bound month. The VIX is coming in because we really haven't moved very much, right? Like, not much at all. So VIX is low. It's a good setup.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, for 3 weeks now, we've been stuck between 393 and 372.
Yep.
So
I'm gonna take this same level, same situation. Wow. My phone was supposed to be on Do Not Disturb. Oh, it was. VIP is calling. They get through. Sorry. All right, orange box here. So this is, what is this orange line? So I have this 291. This must go way back. I don't know. It disappeared. What is 291 here for? Oh. Well, I don't need that on this chart. Previous day close, 391. All right, so here's the CPI number. I do have this line, but if I tag this right here, 288.27, is that kind of what you're looking at?
Yep.
Let's say if we take an average week's range, and again, this is the CPI, right? About 300 even. So can we pull back? We got a little gap to fill on the Qs. I could see that. 291-ish. Yeah. Who knows? It might go up first before we fill any of this stuff, right? But I'm going to make a note of this. We do have a gap on the Qs. Diamonds, we do not. Diamonds look. I mean, I was watching the news this morning, so it was up so fracking early. That and look, this is it. All is lining up right here. CPI same level 300, 310 on the diamonds. Gap filled, no gaps here. There was an air show or something. Did you see that? There's like Boeing and all the people. Yeah, they're out in like the UK in a big air show. They're buying airplanes, man. Wild. Who'd have thunk? But yeah, I heard something about
now.
yeah, well, all morning. Really. Anyways, I don't know what it's called. Air show. Yeah. 2022. Yeah. Anyways, there was a guy from like Qatar Airlines on super early in the morning, and CEO Qatar Airlines, and the guy was like interviewing him, and it was the funniest thing is like he just all this out of nowhere started talking trash about Airbus and how like they're having serious problems with their planes, and everybody also was like other stuff like everybody wanted like wide body planes. So I'm thinking, I mean, there's a plane shortage, right? But Boeing's been on the breakout. I do want to chart that today. That was a big mover out of the gate because of that news situation. But I'm going to take a look at that. Oh, sorry, I got some crypto stuff that I was watching out here. Bitcoin, by the way, if you guys didn't notice, is running. So new high, break a structure on Bitcoin today. First time in a very long time. Here is the high. Here we are. First break. Interesting. If this runs, that'd be nice. If you're not in it, 23 looks like the breakout level. And otherwise, just like we were looking at the rest of the charts, it would be about 2150, 21,500, give or take, for that potential sniper entry. If you're not in. 21,660, call it. Yep. That looks actually perfect to me. Sorry. I might be biased. Personal bias. 21.7. There you go. I like that. So, keep that on the radar. No question. Oil, we kind of went over it, bouncing back towards that 100. Yeah, Biden's not going to make any changes there. I think the rates, by the way, if you guys are trading bonds or anything like that, the bond market, if you're wondering like, oh, okay, well, the rates are still going up. Why isn't stuff like the 10-year or TLT dumping or the rates flying? It's because the bond markets are already priced in rates all the way out to like March. So they're just like the stock market, equity markets, where they're pricing in the future value like way far in the future. So just be aware. If you're trying to short this, that would be a toughie, right? I think that this is very much this looks like it could be a good Iron Condor situation. It's around 120 to 110. If I can get something like that, I might take a look at that. That looks solid range bound trade right there. So I want to look at a couple of things. So I know I already did the NVIDIA and Target. God, Target's still going, dude. NVIDIA pulled back a little bit. My Oxy's kind of basing. That's fine. A little bit double bottom. NVIDIA, so I sent this earlier. Oh, shit. That was profit target 1. So this was posted. So tagged PT1 168. Good to go. We should take it. I don't even know what it was. Did I lose money, Steven? No. I just didn't make as much. So from here, we do want to see above 169, right? Can I get a retrace here? Sure. I don't want to sit in a retrace more than 166. 166 on this retrace is fine. Other than that, we just shut her down and look to reopen later. POC 165, point of control. So, and weekly, monthly, we know is all going up. That's a big gap. High-end targets 172, and then all the way up to 188, which is right here. That would be 188 is the equivalent of that 400 on SPY, actually. Same kind of level. Looks like we're getting it. We're getting it now? We'll see. I'll hold my breath. Target also went, still going. That's his stairway to heaven on this bad boy. So we did have I didn't even get to do this debit spread. It just went. So consolidating. What do you call this, Steven? Your little flaggy flags.
Falling wedge, I guess.
I don't know. One of these shapes that people talk about. I don't do shapes that much, but it was a shape of a triangle. Sorry. Anyways, the triangle broke, and we went, and we're off, right? Target is 153.83 on the upside today. We're very close. Very, very close. So keep that in mind if you're on that. And I'm just going to take it. I'm just going to take it there. That's wild. Wow. That's a great trade, dude. Yay.
Nice.
Okay. Nice. So Boeing had a huge gapper out of the gate, right? It was very much news related. But aside from that, it's actually a real legitimate level that we're breaking here. And sorry for my extended hours are on. So weekly high, 150, right? Monthly high, 147. So right in this level, and we do have earnings coming later in the month, so I do want to be somewhat short dated if anything. I'm going to look. It's not ready. It's not ready, but it's setting up. It's ready for scalps, no question. There's definitely some scalps to be had this morning. Yeah, we ran into this level right here at 155. That's a kind of mental level also. I mean, if it reclaims 150, that could be good and holds it. If this guy closes above 150 today, that is a serious looker for tomorrow. Maybe we have an inside bar Tuesday and then break of structure of that structure Wednesday. So this is teeing up for me more like a Wednesday trade. But for now, you got a 1 hour in, looking like outside bar, 1-3. Yeah, give that a minute to breathe. I wouldn't be taking that any which way just yet. I mean, look at this. 149.47. Anywhere in between this blue and yellow line. Point of control is 147. If you can get a bounce there, that might be all you need. Who knows? But a fail, you're short down to 135 with a target 140. 145, then 140. That's it. That's a good weekly trader. I also had Meta, and it already went. Meta had 165 break to 170 for the day. Target achieved. Shit. So now we're at a new level. Yeah, Meta's got one of those things also. Yeah? One of these down pointy triangles. What do you call this? Downward.
I mean, yeah, a descending wedge.
I don't know. I have a lot of these.
All I
lines
know is momentum to the downside is slowing.
Yeah.
And
You got this barcode that is about to break, and you now have full-time frame continuity to the upside all of a sudden. If it does break out of this situation, was that 173? Yeah. You got an earnings catalyst. This is like a pre-earnings run-up, right? It's like, do they really think that they're going to be that bad? It's total speculation. I do. but I'm not going to put my money on that kind of a bet, right? And you could just play to here, right? Would be to 183, test the top of this kind of downward slope, and be done. I wouldn't really want to play it more than that, to be fair. That's just me. But today's trade is over on that guy. Yeah, 175. That's a toughie. You got to pressing bets on that one now. We should look at Tesla, though, right? Do you want to look at Amazon first or Tesla? Or did you look at Google today? Did you see how bad Google was?
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
Did you guys know how much Google's trading for today? $100. Let's see these options. Oh, yeah. First time I can remember Google options are liquid. It's a trader. It's a trader. Look at that. 10,000, 11,000, 20,000 volume. Hello. We got a new one to add to the daily driver list. This is amazing, you guys. This is a big deal. Sorry. But again, also been in this chop kind of zone, right? So earnings on deck. I think this is like, let this breathe, because today is the first day that Google's trading as after the split. And they're not gonna be short going into earnings. I'm sorry. Fundamental bias there. Let me just delete that last statement. You do have a very potential setup going on. You got a real nice setup on the hourly going on here too. Actually, yeah, below 110 could get you to this 108-ish. But above 113, I'm looking 118. And if I look at the chain, just for this week, I see a lot of this 114 and 115 calls. I don't know what that's about. 115 calls are $17, $75, $4 away. I'm going to have to get used to this guy before I really start trading it. There's a 115 calendar. I think calendars are back in season here with this kind of setup in general. Yeah, put this on your radar. If you haven't been trading it a lot, it's go time. It's go time. We got a new one. Daily driver.
Oh yeah.
I love it. Hopefully it doesn't do me dirty like Amazon has. Tesla, same thing. Tesla, weekly barcode, right? Boom, 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 boom. Right? Where is this going? Nobody knows. This week they report, yeah? TSLA. Did you guys, was one of these things, I think it was Tesla, was added to the Russell? I don't know if you caught that or not. Yeah, that's wild. So Tesla earnings. Why is this not working? Analyze. July 20th. July 20th. So that's this week, yeah? Ooh, that's Wednesday. Just so you guys know, Tesla goes nowhere on earnings. It doesn't. They always pre-announce. They already pre-announced. But an 800 call calendar looks mighty nice. Just that top of that range to me. Actually, it does. It moved one time on earnings that I can remember.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think everybody just always remembers that time. It was this time. and that was it. Right? Like, it moved this one time here, never to move again. Right? Flat. Pretty much flat on the actual earnings. Look, there's like 3 or 4 days in between. This is like a after hours. Bink, bink, all the way back. This is the one. Boom, 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 boom. And it was the rocket ship from there. Pretty flat, right? Pretty flat. Very flat. Even on this. Flat. Flat. I'm telling you guys, know the numbers before you take your gambles. Tesla does not move on earnings. You heard it here first. So, never know. Maybe this is the one time that does.
Who knows?
I don't know. I mean, is it set up to do it? Yeah. But not looking likely. What are they going to say? I don't know what they would say. What could they possibly say? An 800 calendar actually looks great on Tesla. Amazon, Prime Day's over. It's finally like the short trade played. Now you're back in the long side. Look at how wild that happens. This is where we were, right? Long above 115. Short all the way down. Target acquired. I think this was posted. So here we were going, if we can break above 118. Yeah, I was targeting this little section up here. Somewhere here. 120. 120, if this guy can, and again, earnings as a catalyst. This is the run up into earnings. If you have to see the technical setup, you're in this big old consolidation. Another one of those little shoe drop situations. But so many times you'll see this setup, right? Just be aware, right? It doesn't have enough sellers to go lower. That's for sure. So it does need to go higher before it can go lower, if that makes sense, right? Can you play this, trend up? Yeah, technically, full time frame continuity to the upside. If you're playing the strat, it's early in the quarter, so that could swap anytime. It's early in the month, so that could actually it's middle of the month. But right now, this looks like it wants to start doing something. It's either going to fail back to this lower end of this range, or it's going to break out. But a trade is happening very soon on this guy. It is happening. It's either going to fail down, 2 down on the day. Right now it's a 2 up on the day. Or it's going to continue. God, look at Target, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. I forgot to put some stops on some stuff. Oh, well. That sucks. SPY's coming back down to this like quadruple bottom area. It's going to bounce. We'll see. I think that's good, right? We're about an hour in. Did you have any that you want to take a look at?
No, that was all I had.
If you guys want to generally, I should take a look at Walmart. And let me check the chat. I traded Google today for a small little gainer. Yeah, nice. CCL left without me. Yeah, I believe that. CCL is the travel situation, right? If they're getting back out there. Walmart, goes with the Target trade, right? So very close to breaking out. It wasn't quite there. Target was clean to me. Walmart had a more horizontal level, and you are at it. Literally at it, 130. So 130 breaks, really 130, 180. Look at this level. Look at that. 130, 180. That is a major, major situation going on. Oh, man. Do you have something here, Stephen? I mean, the trade is already live.
On Walmart, I don't typically follow Walmart as much as you do.
Oh, thanks. I mean, I could draw it this way too. Right on this, right here. I mean, this is the level, right? If it breaks 131, call it, you have this 131 and change right here. This guy is like, that is crucial. Look at that. Just breakdown. 3160. Above that, where do we go? I mean, shit. You kind of fly. I don't know how else to say that one, dude. Like, yeah, there's like, I mean, I got 137 to this 200 day. This could be a big trade too. I like a lot of stuff teeing up, man. A lot of stuff. Yeah, this is up to like 140. I don't think it's gonna get. Who knows? Could you get a bounce to 140? Yeah, you could get a bounce all the way to 145. For all I know. Even on equities, that's not a bad trade right there. There's technically no actual gaps. So what would I say here? I mean, I could actually see this 137. I'm just looking at this kind of like situation here to there as potential fair value, maybe. Could it get caught up there? Oh, geez. 140s. It's going to definitely tag this. Oh, yeah. Look at that level, dude. So this is bottom 130. I think he's moving on me. 132-ish. Right? Bottom here. Hard bottom. Hard break. And then you could get all the way up to this fair value kind of general area anywhere in here. Really. Dude. And Walmart volatility, it's like earnings have already passed. It's pretty cheap. Analyze. It's not until August, so nothing is in our way. 39,000 calls today versus 13,000 puts. I mean, it's a big difference, right? Biggest block orders, there they are. Right in that 140 area, just underneath. August 12th, 139 calls. August 5th, 138 calls. Oh, they're swinging. Yeah, they're way up there. Oh, those are only like $40. I say nothing. Could be a nice little calendar. That's like a $2 calendar. Wow. That's kind of like a reverse calendar. Anyways, it's a very potential trade setting up right there. Real nice one. Above 131 for me. We shall see. Put it on your watch. For BA, are we watching the gap bounce play calls? Yeah, like I think BA is not. It's like you can play short. I mean, I don't know if I want to play short here. I was trying to play short when it failed here, and then I had to flip to calls. This consolidated around this 147 level. So right here, right now, 149, 150. Right, that was Friday's high, and Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday's near high. So also pretty much your retrace if you were to take this move right there, 148, anywhere in that level, right? Like in these two here, you could look for a setup for a rebound or bounce. That's what I'd be looking at. But all right, boys and girls. It's setting up. It's not there yet. Be patient. Wait for the trade. No trade. No trigger, no trade. Right now, this is short. It's short. No trigger, no trade. Cool? Very cool.
Cool.
All right, guys and gals. I will see you. Oh, Vic's kind of flipping up. Next week. Adios.